What is going on, everybody? Jonathan Farrell with the Two Mortgage Guys. We got Tyler Pritkin. We got Daniel
What are you
Garcia.
saying?
We got James Samaj Watson here.
How's it going,
so
guys?
we're doing the Quarantine Chronicles now. As you can tell, we're not in our typical environment, but we are still repping.
Yep. Two Mortgage Guys.
We still got the
make it
logos.
happen.
Make it happen. So real quick, I got a little tired of being stuck in my house all day, so I decided to take a trip. I took a trip to San Francisco. As you can see, the Golden Gate Bridge. There's nobody on the Golden Gate Bridge at this particular moment. I got a little lonely, so I decided to go to the outer space. Whoa! Yeah, so that was
Trying to freeze that virus.
we're having fun. We're having fun with Zoom meetings here. So
Yep.
It wasn't that much. The first time I did it, there was like 8 laughs, and the 10th time that I did it on this recording, there was no laughs. So that's pretty great. But,
First try.
So anyway, guys, just a real quick update. We're still grinding away. Mortgage industry does not stop. Everybody's doing what they can. We're just not. We're in our virtual office space, if that makes sense. So now still definitely a good time to refinance. Now still definitely a good time to purchase if you can find a house that's open. We got a couple contracts that just came in. We got a couple of our agents that are still they're doing virtual open houses, so that's good, kind of keeping the industry moving. But as you can see right now, Tyler, I kind of let you talk about this, Daniel too, but rates are fluctuating quite a bit, and this is following the Fannie Mae bond coupons, and rates have kind of shifted before they followed this, and pretty closely, and now they've kind of, because of all the market disruption, they've kind of tapered off for a little bit. So there's been some crazy market movement the last couple of days, and it's fun trying to explain all that. So
well, having that said, if you look at this, you would think rates were even better than when they were down like almost to 3%, right? But because at that time there was that separation, so to speak, from detaching from the coupon, and the warehouse banks were basically got their credit limit maxed, right? So there was that separation. So they almost were raising rates when this market was going up. So now it doesn't have a full correlation. So you think rates would be a lot better. They're fairly better. They're kind of more back to normal, we would say, but definitely not record lows, as this might indicate. So if you're going to refi, how about that? If you're going to refi.
That's the ride we've been on lately.
Yeah, exactly.
my stomach's churning just from that little that little rotation.
So there's that basically in a nutshell. But I would definitely not take Johnny to Six Flags then, if that's the case.
I'm good with motion sickness. I'm not good with rate sickness, if that makes sense. So
it is, Johnny. It is interesting, and I think it's something that we want to remember when you look at a chart like that of and the general public, especially with the media, you start hearing, rates are low, and that's all we get in our head. But we lose perspective so quickly on where we're at. Tyler, you said rates are kind of still coming back to normal. Well, that's just goes to show, like, the season of everything we're in, that we consider, mid threes normal. When if we take, even just a 10-year perspective, 20-year perspective on the mortgage industry, we're historically low.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, when you're looking at doing a refi, looking at purchasing, keep that perspective so that you don't get caught in the greed trap of thinking that, they're going to keep going lower, or, that's not good, because you're at, 3.99 instead of 3.875. It's, we want to save every dollar, but don't miss the boat because you're, waiting for what might be. And then something happens like it did these last 2 weeks where you're seeing huge fluctuations. Nothing's guaranteed. In this day. So keep the perspective of how great everything still is, so that you're willing to jump in.
And this is the one thing too. I mean, not to kind of sound, like facetious about it, but lock it when you got it. Again, if you're happy with the rate and you got an opportunity to get that rate locked in, now's the time to take advantage of it. If it's going to save you money, now's the time to take advantage of it.
Exactly.
The people right now, I got a lot of people that are like, well, call me once it gets back down to 2.75 or whatever. And it's like, it might never get down to 2.75 again. If you go from 4% to even 3.5 to 3.25 and it's saving you money and you're comfortable doing that, like, take advantage of it.
Yep.
A lot of people are playing the waiting game where they're like, trying to gamble with everything. And what we saw the last week or so was, I went from quoting somebody on a VA loan like 2.75 to all of a sudden it went to like 4.5. And then now it's back down to, maybe 3.5 or something like that. So, again, there's been such fluctuations. Everything going on with the economy, everything going on with the virus and everything else is really impacting our market. And ultimately what people need to take advantage of is take advantage of what you're comfortable doing, which is if you got the rate, if it's going to get you, a lower price and you're comfortable with that, time to get locked in. Don't wait. Don't gamble. Gambling, like, I always kind of joke with this, but I'm not a very good gambler because I always lose. So every time that I tell people, hey, like, lock it in, let's not gamble, I feel like with people that don't, like, we always lose. So now's the time to definitely do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agreed 100%. You gotta, nothing's ever perfect, right? So sometimes people wait for the perfect time, and if you're waiting for that perfect time, it's not going to come, right? You got to get it as close to perfect as you can. And
right.
Like Daniel said, keep it in perspective, weigh your options. Especially if you're now at this time, like a lot of people aren't working, things like that, or temporarily not working, I should say. This is a great time if you're going to refi to take maybe cash out, take some equity out to consolidate your debt. Right. I know they have some payments that are deferred. People are doing that, which is awesome. I mean, this is a great time to see everybody working together. But you do that, pay off that debt. So yeah, you might be having a higher, say, mortgage payment, but would you rather pay, let's just say 4% on a loan like that, you have everything combined, or would you rather pay 3 different credit cards that are at 16%, 18%, 20%? I mean, so and that's revolving. So that's going to, that interest is going to accrue monthly in a different way compared to a loan like a mortgage, right? Where every, the interest, the amount of interest you're paying per payment goes down each time.
Right.
Like if that makes sense. So that's kind of another thing to put perspective on too. When you are refining and taking cash out, like a debt consolidation loan is probably amazing that you're going to pay off debt so much faster that way.
Tyler, if you don't mind sharing it again, the screen. We're up 112 basis points, 150 since yesterday's close. Now, ultimately, one would think like, all right, yeah, that leads to lower interest rates. However, I'm just going into a loan that I quoted 3.375 on a purchase, and not to throw this person under the bus or anything, but 3.375 on a purchase is awesome.
It's amazing.
It's an amazing interest rate, and now, going back into it, we are still at 3.375.
Yeah.
Again, while the market is moving in a more favorable way, we're still not seeing that translate as far as interest rates yet. And so, everybody's, the news is coming out and they're saying, oh, interest rates are back down to, 2.75 or whatever. It's like, and so this was somebody that I could have locked in 2 weeks ago at 3.125. They wanted to push it. Then we went to 4.5. Now we're back down to 3.375, and they're continuing to push it. The difference between 4.5 and 3.75 is $300 a month.
Yeah.
So in other news,
it's your car payment.
That's your car payment,
yeah.
And we could very well go back to 4.5 in a matter of a couple seconds just because of how this market is moving. Fortunately,
we saw that in literally 2 days. We had a 1% to 1.5% increase based on your credit scenario, so to speak.
Right.
That's very substantial. I mean that took a lot of people where we were going to refi or even buy from qualifying to not qualifying.
Right.
or qualifying for a lot less.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, again, take advantage of certain situations. If you're willing to gamble, we'll roll the dice as well. But I'm always telling my people, like, hey, if you got it, lock it. So
yeah, yep, I agree.
So anyway, just give a quick update. Quarantine Chronicles is bound to continue as everything transpires. I know we'll give a quick update. I'm locked in my front room, as you can see. I got my I took over Lila's room. I got the rocking chair. I live on that rocking chair as well. Tyler's locked with baby Bo. I know that.
Yeah, I'm in the corner of the kitchen right now. That's why you
corner of the kitchen.
Right.
I dig it. Daniel, you want to give a quick update? I know that you got some big stuff moving.
Yeah, I'm in the middle. I'm currently in my old house that is on its way being emptied as we're moving out, but it still has internet, and my new house does not. Yeah. So it's still over there. But my new house is full of boxes and crazy kids. So I'm back and forth between houses this week and trying to still get things wrapped up. So
you're re-quarantining yourself.
Keeping balloons together. So I'm just
he's quarantining both houses. It's like he's got two different scenarios that he can do. So
and then we got our social media video guy James.
How's it going? The quiet guy in the corner.
I told him. So quick heads up. I did tell him. I was like, hey, go ahead and dress up a little bit more appropriately today, so that way we can record. He's suited up.
Suited up, guys.
He took this a little. I just meant like don't show up in pajamas. Top kind of somewhat. I got my hat. I'm repping.
You tell me to jump, I tell you watch. Let's go.
Right. No, we're still grinding. We're still taking phone calls. You might hear a lot of kids screaming in the background, but ultimately we're still going. So, again, if anybody's looking to buy or refinance, more than welcome to still give us a call. We're working out of the virtual office, so to speak. You're just going to hear maybe my dog barking in the background and my kids crying. Baby Bo. I love calling Tyler here and Baby Bo. And then every time Daniel and I are on the phone, I always hear Josh and and Josiah going back and forth too. So
yeah, you'll hear me say, "What did I tell you about running over your brother?"
Right. Mine is don't pull hair. Yours is a little bit more aggressive.
Mine's hitting him. So it's don't go in there. So one cool thing though, speaking of family and stuff, I mean, with the silver lining with all this stuff going on, I have seen, when I take out my dogs out for a walk, I do see more people out like walking, so to speak, where maybe I would never see anybody or very rarely see anybody on my street. Now more people are walking. I mean, obviously keeping social distancing and stuff, but this is really a great time to hit the reset button maybe on your life. And that's what my family's really done. And, we've had talks and definitely say, we're here, our little community, really working to get along a lot more. Not saying we weren't before, but you make that effort because we don't see each other as much as we normally do, or seeing people more than we normally do. So having that, just really getting more family time, more bonding time, learning to work together in different ways, just growing actually as a family a lot more. So that's what we've really taken this time for, right? So really count your blessings in different ways. Instead of saying, I can't go here, I can't eat out, I can't do this. It's like, yeah, but what can you do? You get more time with your family. We're watching movies together. We're playing games. We're just hanging out, kicking the soccer ball around, doing stuff like that. And that's really like what I've been cherishing. It's been really special. So taking that time while I can, and that's what I think we can all get out of this.
Right. Yeah. And again, I think that the biggest thing, again, taking advantage of certain situations, it's funny that you say that, Tyler, because I've lived next to my neighbors for like the last 8 years. I've talked more to my neighbors in the last 2 days than I have in probably the last 8 years. Yeah. We go outside, take the girls out, take their tricycles, wave at everybody. And, it's kind of funny because it's like, there's all these different people. Like some of them I've connected really well with, but others I haven't been able to. And now all of a sudden I see about, hey, how's it going? Getting in conversations with people that you don't normally do that with. So, again, take advantage of all these certain situations. Yeah. So,
Exactly. Count your blessings. I mean, we still have the military out there fighting on the front lines out there, getting ready to deploy to other parts of the world. So they're still training. They're still doing their thing. So, definitely we really appreciate everything that they do and they continue to do for us, because freedom isn't free and they pay that price for us. So, but yeah, it's just count our blessings.
I sent a text or a picture out because I was running through a drive-through and I saw dry cleaners with a sign in their window that said "Open for essential business," and I kind of laughed to myself because to me I didn't think of anything for a dry cleaner that would be essential. So I sent it to a group of people and just out of joking, saying, "Hey, if you need your PJs dry cleaned, here you go." Totally forgot. One of my buddies is highway patrol, and he needs his uniform dry cleaned. And so he replied, he goes, "Where is that? Like, because my cleaners is closed." And so even just that of like him, remembering that there's those people still out there that need their normal functions, and things that happen that, while some people are quote unquote on vacation at home right now, others are still having to grind their normal routine with half the resources they have available with things being closed. So, reach out, find people to encourage you, and stay connected for sure.
Yeah. This is, and again, to our healthcare workers that are out there, like there's a lot of stuff that's going on, especially with them. You take a look at, like, my wife's an RN. I know how hard she works, and fortunately she's not in like a hospital type position, and also because she's pregnant, so she's off work at this time. But just basically for our nurses and doctors and everybody else that's out there combating this pandemic, we really want to just reach out to you and thank you, because you guys are the front lines working it. And I know I've seen a couple different posts of people that are out there doing all this, like saying like, hey, there's need for all these different things. There's need for masks. There's need for basically sanitizing equipment. I know that, ventilators and everything else. So, again, we thank you. We appreciate you guys more than we've always kind of run like a nurse program at our office. And, we also have like our doctor's loans as well. We always love basically helping out our medical, professionals as much as possible. So if there's anything that we could do for you guys at this time, we definitely want to help in any way that we can. And, I'm going to hit the ground running, people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So anyway, I think that's going to wrap up the first episode of Quarantine Chronicles from the Two Mortgage Guys office. Again, we thank everybody for coming out and watching it, continuing to watch us and support us. We've seen our following grow quite a bit.
James is such a study. He reminds me of like a sportscaster right now, because he has that
for sure.
in the background that's kind of going. And
it's
like getting ready for the second half, and they have like different TV stations have their thing in the background, like Sunday Night Football or whatever. That's really what he looks like to me.
Right.
I just wanted to say that, which is awesome.
So I'm going for.
and again too, for our real estate partners that need help with social media, like James is the man to call. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Hey, appreciate it.
So
I'm here for everybody, man.
Absolutely. And he's got the poison apple on the background. That's what we really like about him. So
With the Two Mortgage Guys screensaver rolling.
Exactly.
He's a stud.
I got it going, guys. We're good. So
You're good. Don't worry about it.
There we go. Cool. Yep.
So
Back to quarantine. Go take care of baby Bo, and then we'll chapter 2 will come out soon.
Chapter 2 coming up
Right,
soon.
good.
And just so everybody's aware, we're up 124 basis points as of this minute. Where did we start, Tyler? 80?
We started the day at 50.
No, I mean since we started the recording.
Oh, started recording. I think it was 80.
So 87. So in a span of 1, 2, I mean, boom. Like just so you know, like that's how volatile our market is. We were typically on a regular day, we were seeing 15, maybe 20 points, and now we're up 124, and that could easily go down 124 in the span of a couple minutes too. So again, lock it if you got it. That's my opinion. So anyway, signing off from Two Mortgage Guys Virtual Office Enterprises.
Yep.
Can we do like what is it? Worldwide Enterprises.
International, worldwide.
International Worldwide Incorporated LLC. We'll
Yep,
do that.
exactly.
So signing off, Jonathan Farrell.
Be safe.
Heck yeah! And if you wanna flash your number, I'll do that for you. I know you like that.
We can flash the number. We can flash Daniel's. Well, Daniel's this way for me.
Right.
Tyler's that way for me too.
Get it?
I don't know which way.
I don't know which way. Just put it up. So anyway, appreciate it, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk soon.
Heck yeah!
Bye, guys.